Dominique et Nique s'en allaient tout simplement, routier, pauvre et chantant. En tout chemin, en tout lieu, il ne parle que du bon Dieu, il ne parle que du bon.
Well, hey there, you awesome bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs. It's me, Little Wolf, and welcome to my den. Go ahead, come on in, but please wipe your paws before entering. This will be an interesting video for me, I think, because I have a couple of people I need to thank. First off would be King Crew, who at one point asked me if I had a laptop or a computer and decided to send me a Chromebook, and I will probably have a picture of that put up in my den as I make this. And the next person would also be my fellow swordsman, Foehammer, who sent me a really awesome headset and a microphone. And it's just one of those points where it's like, oh my gosh, I did not expect all of this stuff coming into me while I started my channel, and just want to thank you guys so much for it. And to the people listening at home, I'm now starting my 4th month of doing my channel, and it just, wow, doing all of this since December now. It's gone a lot further than I thought it ever would. I mean, I thought I'd maybe put out a game video, which some of you who have followed me through this whole thing, they've seen my 5 videos I put out about wrestling, and Mama Tina is one of them. I know Slim at one point saw some of them, and just to see where all of this has gone to from there is just a big surprise to me, and I want to thank all of you for coming along with me on this little journey that I'm taking, and thank you guys so much for following me through all of this. Okay, as usual, I really don't have anything set up to really talk about. Another person I need to thank here would be 2AHD Cat, who sent me a physical copy of the movie Mio and the Land of Faraway. And I can't wait to watch that on DVD and see what that's gonna be like. I know I love the movie. I've now seen it in digital format thanks to him and Mama Tina, because they showed me an area on YouTube where I could watch that movie. But to be able to sit down and watch the movie on DVD is just gonna be that much better. And it's definitely one of my favorite movies in the fantasy variety. And of course it has Christopher Lee as the main bad guy, so that's always a good thing. And he has just had such a prolific career in fantasy and in horror, as playing Dracula in the Hammer horror films, which I'm gonna catch up on at some point. And just, oh my god, getting all of these things from just starting a little YouTube channel a while ago just to help people out, get away from the boredom and the craziness of some of the stuff that we do in our debunking community, and to give you guys a breather from all of that. Just, wow, a lot more than this pup thought he would ever do or get to or anything like that. And getting up to now 127 subscribers, I believe, is just amazing. Wow. I don't really know what to say, but thank all of you guys so much for coming along with me on this weird little journey and watching my videos. I mean, especially even the last one on the woo topic of, is this going to be a new zodiac sign or not? Sorry, grabbing some coffee. And getting used to this microphone here on this headset. So, sorry about the bumps and the noises and the bruises and everything. I haven't set up the computer completely just yet to do my videos and things like that. I have to find another film editor because I don't think I can use my filmmaker on there. I might be able to, I'm not sure just yet. But oh my god, yes, thank you guys so much for all that you've done for this weird little idiot ding from Alaska. And wow, so it just at some points leaves me speechless, and to some of you who know me, that's kind of a hard thing. But alright, let's see here. What have I watched lately? I did complete the second season of American Horror Stories. And to people who don't watch that one, I really think that you should give it a try. And this one is about an asylum, and there's a reporter who goes in there. Let's see if I can actually find stuff on it on the Oracle. But while I'm looking that up, I'll kind of explain how I got into American Horror Story. I was working at a grocery store in the deli, and one night when I had come home from work, I was living and taking care of my mom at the time, or my adopted mom actually. And she told me to sit down, and we had some of the devil's lettuce, and she just started the first episode on the season 4, which was a freak show. And she knew I was a big horror nut, so she had a feeling that I would really like it and get into it, so she just started that movie, or not movie, but the first episode, and I was pretty much immediately hooked on it because of the different characters and the different people that they had on there. Evan Peters, who's pretty much, I think, been in every season of the shows, and then having the immortal Kathy Bates in there also just made it that much better, because I've loved Kathy Bates like ever since Misery, and then her role in Waterboy, and I think she was also in Mr. Deeds. I'd have to look that up also, but just having her in there, and I want to say her name is Sarah Paulson as a two-headed lady, or Siamese twins actually, and they actually had a couple other actors who they made up to look like, I guess they would call them pinheads almost, but they just kind of had weird shaped heads and skinny arms and things like that. But just getting into all of that was just so cool. And a little bit after that, I wanted to see where it all started from, and I had watched the first season, which was The Murder House, and I liked that one, but it just, to me, wasn't as good as Freak Show. And within the last few weeks, I got the second season, which was Asylum. And my friend Bun Bun definitely said that I would get a kick out of that show, and she was definitely right with it. And it's just such a good show, and it got me immediately hooked on it. And I have found some stuff on here. And the asylum itself is called Briarcliff, sorry. Bleh. Words are hard. But, I know all the words, I know the biggest words, and my vocabulary is very bigly. Okay. But after a life-changing experience, a young man is admitted into the notorious insane asylum, while a local reporter is determined to get the full story. And in this season, you kind of follow a few different characters, which would be Evan Peters' character, and let's see if I can find his name on here. Evan Peters, who plays Kid Walker, and at the beginning of it, he is just starting out, or not just starting out, but he has a relationship with an African American woman, and at the time of the show, or at the time period it takes in, it's not really a welcomed thing for interracial relationships, so they kind of have to hide it, and he's tired of hiding it. She's scared to let people know, and like a weird flashes of light happen, and aliens kind of make an appearance. So when he wakes up from that, it looks like his wife is skinned, kind of, and her name is Alma, and I'm guessing Alma Walker, since they were both married. And they start calling him the killer Bloody Face, and he's the killer themselves. Bloody Face is kind of like a weird take on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so that really hooked me into the whole storyline throughout. And you have Sarah Paulson playing Lana Winters, and she goes in the guise of wanting to do a story on the bakery at the asylum, and she winds up getting herself put into the asylum because she gets caught by Jessica Lange's character, who is the sister that runs the place, Sister Jude. And one way that they hook her into getting checked into the asylum is she's actually in a lesbian relationship with another woman who's a teacher, and so they can't let that out because at that time and place, being a gay or lesbian was very frowned upon. And then you also have the man running the place, Monsieur Timothy, and you just kind of follow all of these people through their journey inside. And oh my god, I can't even really begin to explain why it's so good. You just have so many different things. There's a young sister at one point who gets possessed by someone that they think is the devil, but I don't believe it's the devil. And you have the Angel of Death, who makes some appearances through the episodes, because Sister Jude at one point, before she became a sister, she was a person in a band, and she got into a very, not really a bad accident for her, but she hit a young girl while drinking and driving. And when she comes out of being drunk, she winds up in front of the asylum, and she winds up um, becoming a nun, and she starts helping uh, the Monsieurs start taking over the place and working there. And later on, you get Zachary Quintos, who comes in, and he is, let's see here, Dr. Oliver. I can't really see his last name now, I'm sorry. Let's switch over in the Oracle to go to the actual cast list here. I'm sorry. I'm still just kind of blown away over getting all of these other things from you guys who are sending me stuff. It's still such a big, oh my god, I can't believe it. Let's see here. You have Zachary Quinto playing Dr. Oliver Thredson. And he's there to try and see if Kid Walker is actually insane or not. And there's a big kind of divide there, because if he is found sane, he will wind up going to jail because, like I said, they have thought he was the bloody face killer who was also wanted for killing a whole bunch of other women and kind of taking their skin and stuff like that, and later on you find out why, and the way it kind of hooks into the whole Leatherface persona or character is because you find out the character who is Bloody Face is actually making like lampshades, and there's a candy jar that is made out of the skull piece of one of his victims. You have Joseph, I want to say Fiennes? Can't really... sorry, I'm bad with names. But he plays Monsieur Timothy Howard. And he has a weird ambition, because this is a Catholic-run asylum. He wants to go all the way to the Vatican and become a bishop or become pope at one point, and he's really dead set on running this place and moving up in the ranks and just, getting better at that. And of course, like I said, you have, let's see here, Jessica Lange, and she, like I said, her character is Sister Jude Martin. And she's there kind of running from her past of hitting the girl and having a drunken kind of a lifestyle then. But her character is very strict and very cruel, kind of like how you would picture a Catholic nun back then. And so, yeah. And just watching the different stuff that happens throughout the whole show is just so amazing. And a couple other characters that are really high in the show is a character named Shelley, who's played by Cleo Savigny. And she winds up kinda getting together with Kid Walker, and they wind up at some point having a baby because they have a weird little tryst while it happens in there. You also have Lily Rabe, who plays Sister Mary Eunice McKay. And she kind of reminds me, when you first meet her, kind of the young nun in Sister Act, who is very shy, very quiet, and you can just tell she would have like coloring books of precious moments type thing. And just to watch all of these characters and to see what happens to each one. Or no, I was wrong. The Shelley character is not the one who becomes pregnant. It's this other one, Grace Bertrand. She winds up having a relationship with Kit Walker and winds up having a baby. And I'm gonna have to go back at some point and watch all of these episodes again. There's about 13 of them, and it's just so much fun to watch. And later on, I'm definitely gonna be getting seasons 3 and 4, which I cannot wait to get, because I know I'm just kind of rambling about all of the stuff that happens, and I'm not really giving away too much of what happens in the show, because I highly recommend that you guys, if you get a chance to watch this. And I know there are people out there who say, you know, American Horror Story really shouldn't be counted as good as it is or anything like that. I've heard different podcasts talk about it. There are some that say it's an amazing show and everybody should watch it, or it's just like TV's way of trying to do horror and stuff like that. But to me, it's the way they have their different storylines and how each one of them, slowly you get to watch a tapestry get put together. Because like I said, with Kit Walker's storyline, where there's somehow aliens connected into it, that's the one that's kind of way out in left field. It makes some appearances throughout the show, and it's kind of important, but it's not. And just when you kind of forget that there's aliens in the show, they poke up their little gray heads and point out their little fingers and everything. Well, not little fingers, they're long fingers. But you have that storyline kind of going on, and him mixing together with Grace, who you find out how and why she's put there, and I'm not giving that away either. I'm not really one for spoilers. I don't really care about spoiling. I just think that this is a show that, if you're a fan of horror, you need to go and see. You have a possession, like I said, that happens, so it kind of has a weird Omen and Exorcist vibe going along with it. You have the head sister, Sister Jude's character. You see what happens with her. Later on, she kind of becomes one of the patients at the asylum. You have the reporter's storyline that winds up happening, and her storyline just goes in so many crazy and weird places later on after everything is said and done. The Good Doctor fits into a bunch of this. And oh my god, how could I forget? There's, you have another guy, Dr. Arthur Arden, who is played by James Cromwell. And when I first started watching the show and seeing his face, I kept thinking to myself, oh my god, where do I know this guy from? And I wound up having to consult the Oracle. But he is the husband in Babe, and he's the one that takes Babe to the sheep herding event and winds up winning, and everybody's making fun of him and everything. But to really only know him from that, and then seeing him go into this show, is just so amazing. And they're such totally different characters, and where he winds up having a thing that happens in his past, and you find out where he comes from another character who, I'll kind of give it away, she thinks she's Anne Frank. And she has a tattoo on her arm, so she kinda thinks that she was in Auschwitz, and that's where she winds up thinking that Dr. Arthur Ardent is from, or Ardent, sorry, not Ardent. But she winds up exposing that he may have been there, and Sister Jude and Ardent have a really bad relationship, if I can say anything, because he's all big into the whole science of things, using electroshock therapy and using lobotomies to take care of people, and different things that wind up happening with his character is just so good. And to see where he came from in his past and moving forward to seeing what he has done. He has a weird crush on Sister Mary Eunice because she's so innocent, and he really loves her innocence. And to see where it goes with her, oh my god. I'm just kind of rambling about the show because it's so good. And if I keep talking about it, I'm going to start giving away a bunch of the different storylines, and I really don't want to do that to people. But oh my god, just all the different craziness that happens throughout the show. You definitely should go and see and watch and just experience it. And one of the reasons I'm not too worried about spoilers the way other people are is I think the best way someone had put it once was on Horror Etc. And they were talking about the Friday the 13th shows. And, you know, one of the hosts on there had seen all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but he hadn't yet seen all of the Friday the 13th movies. And it was one of those points where he was saying, you know, I heard about all of the stuff that happens in those shows while we were talking at school. And another person, Doug, was there talking, and he said, you know, you can hear about somebody getting an axe to the face, but you know, hearing somebody get that happen and then seeing it happen on screen are two totally different things. So, you know, yeah, I could spoil the show, but I really don't want to. I really think that you should go and experience the show if you can find a way to do it. Like I said, later on I want to get Season 3, which is Coven, and Season 4, which is Freak Show, which I've already seen. I'm going back now and re-watching Murder House again, and I just watched the first episode on that. And oh my god, just, it's so much fun, at least for me. And I know it's probably not going to be for everybody to sit down and watch this kind of a show. But I mean, if you're a fan of horror, and you like good stories, and like I said, it's kind of like watching a tapestry be made and all the different yarn that goes into it, and then you see the finished product at the end. And just to see it unfold and everything is just so amazing. And it also kind of, to me, has like that weird Quentin Tarantino feel to it, where the different storylines and things, it jumps between times to show you what happened in the past, what happened during the time of the reporter being at Briarcliff, and then after she gets out of Briarcliff too, that also happens. And just all the craziness that ensues from all of that, and it's just such a great little show to watch. And it's kind of one of those shows too where you might be able to watch each episode almost separately, but it would be easy to get lost that way because each area ties into the next part. And I think also one of the things that really gets me with American Horror Story is the opening credits. Just the music itself that they use. And with each opening, they add a little bit more into what's happening kind of in the story that would kind of help you follow along a bit, and it's just kind of one of those WTF moments when you're watching it, and just hearing the music that they play while they're doing the opening credits is just so amazing, and I love it. And like I said, I really think that people should at least give it a try, and it might not be for you, and it might be, but to at least just go ahead and try it out and have a little bit of fun. Another thing that we've been doing in my den, and a lot of you on Discord will know if you're either a part of my den or you're a part of Mute Donkey's groups. He's gotten a collection of the Godzilla movies, and we've just been having fun with that, and I think we set down that we would watch them on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I think Sundays, because really not too much is happening then, but we're also kind of watching them late in the evening for people who are on like Central Time Zone or the Eastern Time Zone, because I think we start them at about 8 p.m.-ish my time here in Alaska, and so I know like 8 p.m. for me is 11 p.m. for Central Time, and then midnight for the East Coast time. But we kind of did that so that we wouldn't really step on anybody's toes who are trying to do streams or anything like that, and you know, it might be kind of hard to do that, and for some people who are either doing streaming or gaming, I know Alien X Gaming does kind of games late into the evening, but we've just been having a good time watching. Right now it's the original Godzilla we watched Tuesday, and seeing where they came from, and last night we watched another one. I forget the name of it now, but we've been having a great time watching all of that. And at some point, if you would like to join in and have some fun with that, either hit me up on Discord or hit me up in the chats, and I will send you links and set you guys up to be able to join me and Mute Donkey. Peck has been joining in with us on that. King Crew has joined in a few times. My friend Bun Bun has joined in on one or two of the shows, and just been having a great time with it. And oh my god, just watching Godzilla again is so much fun for me. And people kind of forget that when they're watching a Godzilla movie, it's also a Japanese movie, so you're kind of watching Japanese movies, and that you can spread out into, you know, having the Ring movies or the Grudge movies kind of thrown into that category because they're sci-fi, monster, horror-ish movies, and just going back and having fun with Godzilla again is just amazing. Last week we wound up watching Godzilla versus King Kong, and that was just so much fun, and just been having such a great time doing all of this. And to think all of this really started from me just thinking one day maybe I should start my channel and play some games or talk about what movies I've been watching, or, you know, podcasts I listen to, radio shows I listen to. Going on my 4th month of doing that now, and just to have you guys follow me, thank you so much. And I know there are some of you who do listen all the way through, and who say you guys could listen to me basically ramble on about anything. Mippet, I'm pointing you out there. Chris Durham, I know you definitely listen to him. Tina, and of course we have Sir Rainbow Bright, Skydiver Tanner, and Chase. I know that you guys definitely listen to some of the stuff that I do all the way through, because I'll ramble and do weird stuff towards the end, and you guys definitely mention up on it, like with my giggity reference in my last video. And I know that me rambling is probably boring for some people, and it might put some people off, but it's kinda how my brain works. I put a lot of stuff into me being a Pisces, and it's just part of who I am, part of how I grew up. And one of my favorite things that I ever saw on what it's like being a Pisces was put best in this little thing called How a Pisces Tells a Story. And it's just so much fun and made me laugh, because it definitely is how I do tell stories. And let me see if I can find it just so I can get it in order, because just the way it happens, and it's happening now because that's what's going on as I'm doing this. Okay, I found it, and my phone is just now getting it ready. Now, how most normal people tell a story. They start a story, and then they end the story. But when you have Pisces sit there and try and tell a story, it goes into the pre-story prelogue for context. Then you have the start of the story. Then you have too many details given in. Then there's a semi-related side story. And then back to the main story. And then something I just now remembered. And then losing my train of thought. What was I talking about? And then realize I've been talking too long. Wrap up story and finally get to the point. And end of story, and then apologize. And that just, to a lot of my friends and family who know me, that's definitely how I tell stories, and I think I'll try and throw that in here somehow. Just so you guys can have a quick look at it, and it just made me giggle. But yes, thank you guys so much for making the last 3 months so much fun to make these videos. And later on I'll be setting up my computer and my new microphone and everything else, and try and get that all sorted out and find an audio program I can use to get it all together and wrapped up with. and another film editing thing to be able to put them together, and I just hope to be able to have a little bit more fun and give you a little bit better quality. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but thank you guys so much for everything you've done for me. And King Crew likes to tell me that it's because I help you guys out a lot by putting out my videos and giving you, like I would say, a breather from all of the stupid that happens out in the world. And I just want to, say thank you again. You guys are so amazing and so good to me. And I really do feel loved by you guys. You bipeds and quadrupeds and dinosaurs are just so awesome to me. Thank you so much, and I've just now realized I've been rambling for about 40 minutes. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. And I know I forgot to say it at the beginning, but the cauldron's always hot. You can always have coffee, tea, or hot chocolate when you come in. My den will always be open to you. I have my den on Discord, and if you need to get in there, let me know either through the chats, or I'll put my email in the description. Let me know in there and I'll send you a link. But thank you for really making this feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, and to not make me feel like the idiot I feel like I am at times. Because sometimes I worry about my videos, whether they're going to be too long or too short. But I know there's a handful of you out there who really listen to my videos and watch them and interact with me. And even if it was only you few who were listening, I would still be doing this because I like doing this. It's fun to share all the things I enjoy, and if I can get other people to either watch the movies I've watched, or the shows, or listen to the podcasts I listen to, and or listen to the radio shows, it's another way to give you guys a break from the world, which is still in so much chaos because of this whole COVID virus thing, and you have the anti-maskers out there going crazy, protesting, thinking that they don't have to wear a mask or anything like that. Or in the other end of the community, you have the flat earthers trying to say the world is flat, which it's not. Because you guys are morons who cannot do math. You do not know how to read proper English because the citations you give us debunk your own stuff. I don't really think I'm going to have any flat earthers watching my videos, but if I do, just know I think you are wrong. And it's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to spread the wrong out there through the world for everyone to listen to. You want to believe the world is flat? Good, fine, dandy, yay. It's like religion. You want to be a religious person? Good, fine, dandy, yippee. But the areas, like other people would say, that we come into conflict is you want to go onto YouTube, or you want to go onto whatever media platform you're going onto, the news, radio, making a podcast. You want to sit there and tell everybody that science is wrong, that they're lying to you, that the different space agencies are lying to you. No, they're not. You are wrong. Your citations are stupid because they debunk everything you just talked about. And even if your citation is true, it's a cherry-picked thing from another area that still says the Earth is a sphere. So you are wrong. And I'm sorry about that quick little rant to anybody who's still listening now. Okay, I was wrapping up, wasn't I? Oh my god. I love you guys so much. And like I say, we have one Earth, one planet. That's a sphere. And we all have to share it. So let's at least try and be civil. Thank you again for listening to me for this long. And I love you guys. You bipeds and quadrupeds and even the occasional dinosaurs are just so amazing. I love all of you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Dominique et Nique s'en allaient tout simplement, routier, pauvre et chantant. En tout chemin, en tout lieu, il ne parle que du bon Dieu, il ne parle que